Hi, we are from Labs 2047, Poetic Society, Group 10, 10. And today, we are from Group 1. We recite our poem about food hunger. And my name is Muhammad Martin Butukanai. My meeting number is 192264. Next.
My name is Ahmad Ashraf bin Hashim, and my metric number is 192425.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Quratul Aini binti Abdul Zamil and my matrix number is 193236.
Hi, my name is Ahmad Hilman bin Azhar. My matrix number is 193277.
Hi, my name is Rabiatul Diana binti Ahmad. My matrix number is 196590.
Hello everyone, my name is Elika Usulenjau. My matric number is 198189.
Alright, thank you everyone for introducing yourself. Okay, right now we will start our poem recite with Ahmad Hilman for the first and second verse. Next is me for the third and the fourth verse, and lastly for Ahmad Ashraf for the fifth and the sixth verse. Alright, Ahmad Hilman, you can start our poem on food security and world hunger. It's all yours.
Okay, thank you. I'll start with the first and second verse. So I'll begin now. Wealth disparity, food scarcity. As humans turn greedy, all we need is kind and generosity, fair distribution of nature's bounty. Although nature has blessed us with food in abundance, why is hunger still the death of us? Some sleep without any sustenance. That's all. I'll pass to Aiman Hakim for the next verse.
Thank you, Ahmad Hilman. Death by starvation rises day by day. For people unfortunate that can't even find bread. How can this life be so unfair? But for some it's for leisure, others for survival. Year by year, the situation unchanged. Can we still blame them for not finding wage? To, to put food on the table for their family to feast, and can donation really solve the sickening mess? Next is Amma.
Thank you. Food wastage is everywhere. Ungrateful people here and there. The poor people live in despair, but to the rich look like they care. Oh people, when will we realize in this life we will never last? So start sharing and become wise so all humankind can have bread and rice. Thank you.
Alright, thank you for the group poem slide. Now, Amma, can you share the screen for our friends to view and review our poetry?
Okay, sure, I already shared the screen. Welcome.
Alright. For the group two, consists of Ratul, Rabatul, and Elisa Usun. Do you guys have any review or any feedback for our presentation of the poem? And do you have anything to ask about the poem that we have been created?
Okay, I will just first of all, it's a good poem that you guys can recite from the introduction to the ending of the sixth verse. So I a bit just want to ask about the wealth disparity and food scarcity. What that is mean? Because I really don't know what that is mean.
Are you talking about my verse, the first verse?
Yeah, your introduction first.
Oh, so wealth disparity means that the the difference in wealth from between the high income and low income is very obvious, because the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. So, right, and then food scarcity is the poor don't get enough food. Although, so in the first verse, I wanted to say, although that uh, nature has give us plenty of food, we just need fair distribution to eat for everyone to get enough food. So food scarcity, I think, should not happen. That's what I'm trying to portray in the first verse. Is that
Okay, understood. I will comment after this. Rabiatul or Elika, do you have any to add on?
Can I ask something? Okay, so first of all, thank you for creating the good poem. I just want to ask about the fourth verse, about the to put food on the table for their family to feast. Can you explain me further?
Alright, for the first to put food on the table for the family to feast is actually refers to for the family or the head of the family, like the father and also the mother, should find with money to buy food or to feed their children for their family. And for if you read my verse before that, can we still blame them for not finding wages? If you can see, there's a lot of poverty for the country that has the world hunger and also food security. For example, the Africa. But can we really blame them for not having their money or wages to put food for their family to feast or to eat? For As for my point, I think they should not be blamed. But you can see below that verse is and can donation really solve this sickening mess. As we can see, there is so many donation that we made throughout the years for Africa to overcome this type of mess or this type of global issues. But the problem is still maintained until right now. Did that answer your question, Roberto?
Yes, thank you.
All right, what a very good poem from you guys. And the very nice word that you guys use here. So now I just want to ask for the fifth verse. Yeah, it's very interesting. There is the sentence, it's very interesting, I guess. But do the rich look like they care? Oh, it's so savage there. Okay, by the way, I just want to know what actually the writer. I mean, what actually you guys want to talk. I mean, what do you mean actually? Can you explain more about this verse? Thank you.
Sure, can. Thank you, Elika Ocean. Okay, based on the poem, on the fifth verse, the poor people live in despair. That means the poor people around us, they are suffering, they are living in poverty, in such a bad poverty. They live in a mess. Just like just like Ahmad Hakim stated just now, this mess. Okay. So, but do the rich look like they care? But if you see nowadays, the rich people, they are not taxed enough for what they gain. They gain a lot in term of their income or in term of their wealth. So the difference between the wealth between the poor and the rich, the gap is too high. The gap is so wide because the poor cannot sustain even a living, but the rich can even buy a house. So this does not show any empathy from the rich towards the poor. Like especially during this COVID times, during this COVID pandemic, the rich become richer and the poor becomes poorer. That's right. Am I right? Not wrong, right? So it shows that the rich they don't care about you, whether you are poor, whether you have not enough food on your table. They do not care. What they care is for themselves. What because all religion teach us to have a moderate lifestyle. Either you are rich or you are poor, to have a moderate lifestyle. So they don't look like they care about your poor yourself, right? That's the understanding behind the words of my verse. So I guess I answer your question, Elika, also?
Yes, yes.
Alright. Amma, I have a question for you. If you see throughout our two poem that we had, your verse is actually more to saying the blame on for the rich. So that I want to ask everyone here, not only Amma, do you guys agree that we should all blame the rich for all these global issues?
Uh, uh, can I share my idea or answer? I think we can just put the blame for the rich people. We need to go to our government needs to take a full step for this thing, because I just read yesterday or today, I don't remember. There's a kid that was his parents that uh, because of the COVID, but none of the government know about her situation. So that makes that our government is ignorant about this situation. So I don't think we need to uh, blame the rich, but we need to emphasize this matter to our government. Yeah, that's my. I think that one is more uh, accurate one. Instead of blaming the rich people, we need to put the not the blame the thing to the government.
The thing it means the responsibilities.
Ah yes.
Thank you, Kurato, for your sharing. Anyone else? Roberto, Amma, or Ahmad, or Elika Hussein? Do you guys agree that we should blame the rich for all of these global issues? Not all. I mean, like the two poems that we already discussed for the week one and also this week.
For me, sorry. Okay,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
alright. As for me, I agree with Kurator. Actually, we cannot like easily blaming the rich, whatever the rich out there, because they also work hard for what they get today. Okay, so what we can do here, maybe um for an issue that happen, we have to create more awareness. Maybe that might can get people attention, so they how to say, not to ignore this what actually happen nowadays. uh, Actually it's not about the riches, it's it's about the people also. uh,
Thank you, Elika and Kuratul, for your points, but I have to disagree. It is supposed to be the government's responsibility, but it also the rich are also responsible for this, for the world hunger, because they do not care. I mean, I highlight they do not care about either you have food on the table or not. Just like they don't care about you. You have seen in the COVID times, it's so obvious where the riches, the capitalists, they don't care about you. Okay, that's one point. Okay, you can proceed, Akmal.
Um, in this case, I think I would have to align with Erika's and Kurato's point. So I have to disagree with you, Amma, on this, because it's in human nature to first put ourselves forward. So even if we have the riches, we would firstly put ourselves first. So we will use our wishes to provide comfort and necessity for ourselves, our families, friends, rather than strangers on the other side of the world, for example. And I think it's the people in power that has the responsibility to curb this problem, because as I'm sure you all know that food is not actually a problem in the world. There's plenty of food around the world. It's just not distributed fairly throughout the world. That's what my point of view.
Alright, thank you, Akmal Iman, for your point. So you are saying that the food is all over around us. Is that a good? That's a good point. It's not quite distributed for us, but food's there. That's a good point that we actually miss. We miss and we understand it. But Betul, do you have anything to add in our conversation?
Okay, I just want to ask, like Akmal has said just now, he said the food is abundance, but why we still have a food hunger problem? Can you guys share your opinion?
Sorry, can you like repeat your question?
I'm sorry. Just Akmal said right now, he said the food is abundance in this world. But why we still have the food hunger problem? Can you guys share your opinion?
Alright, Betul. For me, why is food hunger is still the problem? Because you see, this food hunger is not actually the whole world has issues, but only a certain place, for example, Africa, Somalia, the drought place, and the third class economy place, the third class economy countries that have this kind of problem. But if you want to put it in that way, the food is abundance and still what is this still the case? For us in Malaysia, it's not an issue because we have the government to help us. We have also have the uh, our food is easily to get, just like Akmal said just now. But for the people in Africa and Somalia, even though they are living in their own country, but they can't make their own food. For example, they can't even harvest any plants. They can't even breed their cows, and the condition of a very hard countries. Thank you for that, Reverend.
In my opinion, thank you, Rabiato, for stating the question. World hunger and food security, it happens all the time. It does not happen in only a certain time. It happens all the time because as we harvest as many as food that we have, but many are thrown as a wastage. Because as an example, like in Malaysia itself, mostly the plants the vegetables in Cameron Highlands are being thrown away almost to 3 tons every month. I think it's not that correct. This fact. This shows that food wastage is happening. Mainly for me, it is because of capitalism. Because if the raiser cannot sell their own vegetables and to provide it from being rotten, they just throw it away instead of giving it to people. That's my point of view. Thank you.
I would like to add to Amar's point a bit based on your question. As Amar said, like food wastage is um okay. The vegetables are being thrown away every day, the excess one. And another example is especially during Ramadan currently, um, for example, like hotel buffets and um, for people breaking fast, there's tons of food being thrown away because there's people are not finishing their foods as when they're breaking fast they are hungry, so they eat their hunger, their appetite is huge, so they just take whatever they want to eat and then they don't finish it. So it happens, meaning that food is actually not a huge problem, but it's just not this food is not scarce is what I mean. It's just not distributed fairly because as going back to my earlier point, we in human nature we will look out for ourselves first. So for example in Malaysia, they will look out for the people of Malaysia first to ensure that food is enough for everyone rather than prioritize sending it out to other countries facing the hunger problem, food scarcity problem.
Alright, thank you.
Thank you guys for answering my question clearly. Thank you.
Alright, thank you, Batul. And we have reached for our end of the discussion for this week. So we will see you guys again for the next week for the group 2, Kurator, Aleka, and also Rabatul for making the poem for the subject of global issues, food security, and also world hunger. And for the conclusion for today, we can say that even in this world, we cannot still blame the rich, but some will still blame the rich, like Amma will blame the rich for the capitalism, and also, but most of us in here we don't blame the rich because uh, that is not their responsibilities. I mean, like Alika Wilson said, they work hard for what they get, and that's not fair for them if we keep on blaming them for every global issues that happening today. And I think that's for today. And thank you for participating on our video for this week. And see you guys again next week for the second poem from you guys. Group 2. All right. Thank you and goodbye.
Bye. Selamat Hari Raya.
Thank
Thank
you
you
everyone.
guys.
Selamat Hari
Bye,
Raya.
selamat
Selamat
raya.
Hari Raya.
Bye.